So now that we know about the existence of Star Wars Squadrons after the debut of its trailer, I thought it was time to put together a list of 10 things you may have missed from its reveal, including all of those details, both big and small, that will make you realize just how much potential this game actually has. And don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button, because tomorrow is EA Play, and we are going to be getting a big gameplay reveal of Star Wars Squadrons. So that's tomorrow, June 18th. And without further ado, let's dive into the top 10 things you need to know about Star Wars Squadrons. So many people do not realize this, but Star Wars Squadrons is not $60. Instead, the full version is available for pre-order for $39, and I was really surprised by this, and I think this is a very good thing to see, because EA is recognizing that this game does speak to a very specific audience, and the $39 price tag may encourage people that don't usually play flight games to check it out. This next fact is really interesting because it gives us a really good idea of how deep this game is going to go with its flight combat and controls. Creative director Ian S. Fraser confirmed that the game will fully support flight sim controllers on the PC as well as HOTAS rigs with a throttle, and this combined with virtual reality should make for an awesome and immersive experience on the PC. But the question is, will support for these type of flight sim controllers come to current and next gen consoles in the future? I really hope so. Fingers crossed for that, because it would be really cool to have the ability to use flight sim controllers with both the current gen consoles and the next gen consoles. And in terms of gameplay, you will be able to rank up and progress in the game, and as you do, it has been confirmed that you'll be able to unlock new components like weapons, hulls, engines, shields, and cosmetic items. So that's a lot of stuff to unlock in the game, and I cannot wait to see, just how much customization you can do to your starfighter. And the developers say this will keep the gameplay fresh and engaging, and I'm hoping that this makes me want to come back for more, because as you know, that's a huge concern with games. What will make you come back for more? And also we have to ask ourselves, will this game have a post-launch plan to keep players coming back well after launch? They haven't really spoken about that, but we'll see what happens after launch. We also got to see our very first look at new customization in the game with the new Republic Recruit flight suit and vehicle skins, as well as the Imperial Ace flight suit and Starfighter skins. They look freaking awesome, and these will be pre-order bonuses as well. And remember, there will be ways to unlock these type of items through gameplay. So we just talked a lot about customization in the game, and of course your pilot is going to be who you are, and you can even be a totally different species, like this Trandoshan you see here. You'll notice that the Trandoshan suit is also much different than the other pilots. It's not just your regular orange jumpsuit, and this kind of hints at the ability to choose completely different rebel outfits. And I'm guessing that the suit may also depend on the type of ship you're piloting as well, so we'll have to see if that's something that comes into play, and what other customization will be available for the Imperial side of things. So a lot of stuff to look forward to, and I cannot wait to see it. And if you didn't know, you will be playing as both the New Republic and the Empire in the single player story. So we're going to get to see both perspectives of the war, and how these two sides of the story intersect will be interesting for sure. What characters will you be playing as? Will you be playing as, one of the lead characters on the Republic side, and then one of the leads on the Imperial side, and get to see them clash? It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it. And, I'm really curious if we see a side of the Empire we've never seen before. Battlefront 2 alluded to that with the story of Iden Versio defecting over to the Rebels, of course. So will they take that to the next level in Star Wars Squadrons? Another really neat aspect about this game that no one's really talking about is the briefing room. So the briefing room is described as follows. It says, plan every skirmish with your squadron in the briefing room before taking off to the evolving battlefields across the galaxy. So it appears this briefing room may act as a pre-game lobby possibly, where you and your squad mates can plan your first attack. And, you know, since they have confirmed evolving battlefields here, does this mean the map in this briefing room will be different every time you go into battle, or, you know, will it change in some way or evolve over time? Will you be able to access this briefing room when you respawn in? Hopefully they show more of this at EA Play, and I'm assuming that this briefing room will also show our custom-made pilots standing there, so you can show off, you know, what you've unlocked and just how experienced you are to the rest of your team. And in terms of communicating with your team in this briefing room, I'm assuming you can use your headset, of course, to communicate through voice chat. But will you be able to emote with your pilot as well? Will you be able to send texts, or maybe, you know, set waypoints on the hologram map as a way of communication? So all this stuff is stuff that's going through my mind when I see this briefing room. And real quick, before I go on to the next segment, many of you may have noticed the Starhawk in the center there, the Starhawk class battleship. So this will be in the game, and obviously I'm guessing that you either have to protect it or guide it to its objective. And speaking of that, what kind of missions will be in the game? Leave your predictions in the comments. Do you think there's going to be defend objectives, attack objectives? I think those are the obvious ones. Do you think there's going to be capture the flag type game modes? Let me know what you think is going to be in this game and what you want to see. And we could not forget about this shot of the cockpit display and panel. So there's a lot of stuff going on inside the cockpit. I'll first start off by saying that you can officially modify your ships and divert the power between its systems. So that's something that it said on the website. Again, it said you can modify your ship and divert the power between its systems. I think that's what's happening right here. You can see all the different systems, and I believe you can adjust the power levels to the engines, shields, and weapons. And if you look at the Imperial part of it, you'll notice that there's only 2 meters here, if you will. And I think there's only 2 because we have to remember that the TIE fighters don't have shields. So I think there's only engines and weapons on this display here, whereas the X-Wing display has all 3 engines, shields, and weapons. Now, we have to get confirmation of what these really mean, but that's what I'm guessing these 3 different meters mean as well. There are also many other displays, including what looks to be a map of some sort, the health of your ship, as well as some other displays for repairing your ship with your astromech droid, and weapons like torpedoes, and maybe even countermeasures. So leave a comment down below. What do you think all of these different instrument displays mean, and how do you think you'll be using them once you're in the midst of battle?
We do not accept defeat.
Remember why we fly.
And if you didn't know, Hera and Wedge were both seen in the trailer of Star Wars Squadrons, and I was really excited about this. But will we get to play as Hera and Wedge in the single-player campaign? And just how long will this campaign be?
Think you can escape?
And finally, this is some really good news for Star Wars games moving forward. This game is the very first Star Wars title to have cross-play support. So that means PS4, Xbox One, and PC players will finally get to play against one another and with each other. So I'm really looking forward to this because I'm currently, switching between consoles in Battlefront 2 to play with you all. And I hope to see this, supported in every Star Wars game moving forward.
Seize that moment.
And lastly, but certainly not least, a gameplay reveal for this game has been confirmed for EA Play, which is tomorrow, June 18th. I'll be reporting on that, covering all the details coming out of that, so don't miss it. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all tomorrow for EA Play. And may the Force be with you always.
Wow.